Hello, students and staff and beyond. Welcome to the College Academy podcast. Well, CA Talks, where students tell us what we're doing. All right, I'm your host, Kevin Carpenter. With me as my co-host is
Lauryn Spencer.
And our very, very special guest, Principal Haygood. All right, applause. All right, and today we are going to be discussing the PSAT. Now, it may seem like a dreadful, daunting task for all those people who are about to take it, but we are going to walk you through it, give you some advice, and we're going to get you through this October PSAT. Now, when is this PSAT?
It is Saturday, October 15th.
Coming up.
Yes.
You got to be ready for it. And now, why would you say the PSAT is important?
First and foremost, I think the thing that leaps out to us is because it does qualify students, those with the highest scores across the nation, for competition for the National Merit Scholarship Program. But on a more minute scale, it allows our students that first look at what the SAT will feel like. It gives them preparation. The results will help them to identify areas of strength and weakness, so they have pretty much a prescriptive study guide once they get their test results back. But for our students, and you're all superstars, you're all amazing, when those test results come back, it's really about making sure you're lined up to start getting recruited by some of the biggest and best universities around the country. And it helps you to start your research, because the schools will come after you and they will offer you scholarships based on that score. And that's why we have invested so much in preparation.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Like, we had Dia Fallon, like, she was a National Merit semifinalist because of her PSAT score. So it's like a really big recognition. And then, like, there's like the National African American that you could get for PSAT, National Hispanic, and then I know there's a few others that you could also get from it. But the PSAT score could really like help you like start looking at your future for testing and scholarships and things like that. So it's kind of important that you take it seriously, but also it's okay to like go into it not having high expectations, because it's like your first time and you're going to be prepping for the SAT.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, right after I took the PSAT, always put your email down when you take the PSAT,
Mm-hmm.
because it just feels so good when you get flooded with emails from college.
Right.
I get like every day, like 10 emails from these colleges. Some of them I've heard of, some of them I haven't. And it just feels so good that you are wanted, especially even with the PSAT, which is definitely not going to be your highest score. It is just it's so nice just knowing that, oh my God, these places want me, even though this isn't like my top performance.
Yeah. And everyone always says that the PSAT is harder than the SAT, and I would honestly agree on it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Wow.
especially all my friends too, like my PSAT score was honestly way lower than my SAT score. And the studying that I did to prepare for the SAT after the PSAT was kind of the same that I did for the PSAT, and my score was still pretty good. So, and all my friends would have to agree that like their SAT score did better than their PSAT score. So I think the PSAT score really helps you prepare a lot, because it's like the benchmark.
I hope, Lauryn, that this year it will be a little different for our juniors, because we offered a camp this summer.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I heard about the camp.
PSAT
Yep.
camp, and every single Friday we are encouraging our juniors, strongly encouraging our juniors to come in for preparation. So they're going into this with a lot more preparation. You know, one of the things that always concerns me is we don't really push PSAT preparation in our traditional high schools. We don't have time for it, to be honest. But we've invested the time, invested the money in preparation. So I think this class of students is going to be a little more prepared than previous groups, and I'm looking forward to it. And I will tell you that for you, both of you as seniors, 15 members of your class actually went into the initial competition for National Merit.
50?
15.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a
Huge,
lot.
huge. And 5, you mentioned Dia is
Yeah.
one of our semifinalists. We actually have 5 this year, which is amazing. Last year, only one student was actually a National Merit Scholar from our school, Drew Melzer. He's at University of Florida now, full ride.
Of course.
But, we also had another student who was a commendable. So to even have 5 at this level is just so exciting. I'm looking forward to the year, for the year to evolve, to see just where those 5 land as far as being finalists or actually making it and getting that full ride that comes along with the honor.
Because even like if you like, I was doing like my Common App application, and it's like options. It's like, oh, were you a National Merit semifinalist? Were you a Questbridge finalist? Were you a posse? Whatever. But even if you don't get the actual big scholarship, you're still recognized because that's like an amazing accomplishment.
Right. And that's pretty much the importance of the PSAT. People like say, oh, it's the PSAT. It doesn't matter. I'll be able to take the SAT after. You get so many opportunities just from doing pretty good on it.
That's right.
I mean, Dia, she had like a 1440.
You're telling Dia's score.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I apologize, Dia, if you're watching this. But you got a 1440 on the PSAT. You deserve that National Merit Scholarship.
Yeah, we had some amazing scores. I mean, over 60 students scored over 1,400 out of your class. You have an amazing group of students. And so I'm really looking to see where the PSAT leads us this year, but also your SAT scores.
Yeah.
Just thinking about the foundation you've had, the preparation that went into preparing for SAT this year, most of you, I think we're going to hit 100% with qualification for Bright Futures with the class of 2023 based on your work.
Because we have 60%, right?
We're
like
over
right
60%.
now? Oh, yeah.
It was 66% as of June, right after your April test. But so many have been testing since the school year started, and I know many of the seniors are planning on testing through November, early December. Every time the test scores come back, another one is hitting it. So we're really excited about where we're headed this year.
Yeah.
And it really is a testament to the time that you all put into preparing. And it speaks volumes.
Yeah, because you had like the PSAT camp, but like for me last year, I did all the Zooms that we had for Friday Cares, and that helped a lot. Like the practice tests that they would give, and like they would do a lot of the, like Mr. Ramos, I did a lot of his, so he would have so many of like the harder questions, and I feel like that helped me the most because those broke down like, because even if you just knew the basic skills, like those harder questions reinforced those. So like for the easier questions, you like nailed them. So even like Dr. Kane, like all the Zooms that they had just really helped prep. So if you guys are thinking about doing like testing skills and preparation, I would just suggest hop in on one of those Zooms and then the in-persons one that we have, because they definitely help even if you like don't think that you might need them. Something will stick.
And I also think that our students need to be mindful of how they prepare. It is best to do peer prep. Seek out one of your friends or colleagues or peers in the group, but also Dr. Barrazzo, Dr. Kane have put together an amazing program, and it is the primary vehicle for us. But some of the commercial vehicles out there are not to get you to 1,600. They're to make sure that you meet a minimum. And our students need that push towards 1,600. All of you are scoring amazingly well, and so the way that a person would tailor preparation for you is a little different. And I hope that as our juniors look to preparing for SAT, they're very careful about choosing outside vendors and just what you're looking for. You are at superstar level. You are achieving beyond the norm, so make sure that whomever chooses to prepare you understands that and is going to help you to reach your true potential with these exams.
Yeah, you don't want anyone to dumb down your potential because you could shoot way higher than you think you can.
And the SAT, I think, as you said, there's a lot of ways to prep. I think, honestly, College Academy has the best prep because you have that one-on-one contact with the teachers. Professor Ramos, Professor Maniscalco, Dr. Barron, they are all here to help you. But after you take that PSAT, we are still here. We didn't let you go after the PSAT. We're not done with you. You still got to take that SAT, and some of these people got to take the ACT. And I think what I love about the SAT like course thing is Khan Academy.
Yeah.
I use that so much for my SAT because it tells you what you got wrong.
That's right.
And
it connects.
It connects like, oh, I get it now. It was sometimes it's just like a stupid mistake. Like I don't know why I just went over that because of course the SAT is stressful. Talking about stress, what's the best way to deal that you found
with test anxiety?
Test anxiety.
Honestly, for me, because I have like really, really bad test anxiety. Like I remember over quarantine to do like different tests at school, you had to do like a heart monitor, and my heart rate was like not on a safe level. So I have really bad anxiety, but honestly, this might seem silly, but what helped me, like before tests, I'm in my car sitting, like you'll like pull up to like whatever school you're taking it at, and then if you search up like calming music, it's like yoga music. Honestly, you don't understand like the way my heart rate, like I felt it like drop. So I would do that, and like the day before or 2 days before, know your limits, because you should already know like what you've learned. Like you should already had like enough test prep at least 2 days before. So if you want to put in like a few little like test taking skills, like not reading ahead or whatever it is, just know your limits so you're not pushing yourself like too close to the test.
Lauryn, that is excellent advice. And to try some breathing exercises as
yeah.
well. We've asked all of our professors to really engage in those activities as we lead up to that October 15th date. Pull back from study and prep those last 2 dates, as you said. That is absolutely excellent advice.
Yeah.
And yes, sometimes crunching works. Getting that last minute studying in can, like, mostly for me, the only thing I crunched on was like the math formulas.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. And then what I did, I had like index cards in my car, and I just like read off those index cards like a few times before I walked up to the actual testing center, because that definitely helped save me for a question or two. But also, don't think of it so much as my future is dependent on this. I need to get this. I need to get 100% on this. You want to go for a really high score, but don't exhaust yourself on the reading part, because you still got 3 math parts to go. You need to pace yourself, calm down. Oh my gosh, here's a funny story from the PSAT. I read the first thing. It was like so confusing. It was like old language. I zoned out. I'm like, I can't. I'm not gonna go back and read this. I had to go to the next section. I read like 2 sections, and then I zoned out on the third one. I'm like, darn it! So I have to skip to the next one. I did that, and then I just went back and reread
That's
those.
good.
It's all about strategy.
Yes.
Think of it. It's a testing your knowledge and also how well you can strategize getting around those problems.
That's right.
Because process of elimination for half this stuff will give you like 50-50 chance on a question.
So yeah, but other test anxiety skills that like my friends have personally used is they'll like stop in the middle of the test and then like rewrap their brain, because like he was saying, literally like you could have a test and then not know anything and skip, but if you like take a second and then really like evaluate what you're looking at, it could like reset your whole brain. So some of my friends have done that, but I would only feel like if you do that if you think you have enough time. Don't waste time doing that.
Yeah.
Just skip. But for test anxiety, really, just make sure you prep, because I feel like most people stress out because they didn't practice. So that is like the biggest reason why you're like scared or you have anxiety. So just prep enough, and then know that you're gonna do well. Have like a little confidence, words of affirmation talk right before. Like the test doesn't define you. So just have, you're going in there confident. I'm gonna get that 75%. I'm gonna get that 100%. Even if I don't, I'm still gonna try again and try again. So if you have like a positive mindset about it, your test anxiety will probably be reduced.
Absolutely. And I just can't say enough that each and every one of you is here because you're special. You have all that you need in order to be able to walk into this test on the 15th and be successful. You are amazing. I wake up every day and I say, hello, gorgeous. I'm a big Mary J. Blige fan. So make sure you find that music that puts you in the right zone, if that's what does it for you. Do some breathing exercises, but get your mind in the right place. And I tell you, I practice breathing exercises or some form of meditation every day. And I find that when I really get most anxious, I love the beach. It is my happy place. And so I just imagine my toes in the sand and I count backwards from 10 to 0. And it tends to calm me down. So those little strategies, and also just really remembering you've been doing this for a long time. You are a solid student. You've got this. You're brilliant.
Yeah. And of course, you guys, for me, I'm a little different. I'm usually not super anxious about tests, so when I go in there, instead of like playing calm music or pretending my toes are in the sand, I hype myself up.
Yeah, you might want to be the opposite.
I'm like, let's go. I put on my favorite music. I put on something that'll get me in the zone. That song's going on in my head the whole test, and then I walk out of there confident. Once you get out of that test, you don't be like, oh, I missed this, I missed that. You should have your head straight.
Yes.
You're looking forward. Because you gotta, because once the test is over, no point lingering on it. Get better. You have to constantly strive for near perfection or perfection. Go for that 1600, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
All right.
Alrighty.
Principal Haygood, I'd like to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
It
It's
has
been a pleasure.
truly been an honor to have you here. And thanks for coming up. Thanks for coming out.
A beautiful guest, guys.
Thank you.
Round of applause. All right.
And we're going to have our next guest come on. It's special guest, Ethan, and he was participating in the Cleveland Clinic program over this summer, so we're going to hear more about that.
All right. Now we have a student. This is no ordinary student because here at CA, all of our students are extraordinary. This student takes it to another level. This student went to the Cleveland Clinic for a hands-on experience in the medical field over the summer. I'd like to welcome Ethan.
Thank you.
Now, how was it? Well, first off, let me ask, how are you?
I'm great. I'm so happy to be here.
All right. We're happy to have you.
Yes.
So now, how was Cleveland Clinic?
Well, the experience as a whole, I feel it was very fun and really great.
Okay, fun. What did you want to, what do you want to do? Why did you want to
Yeah.
do the Cleveland Clinic?
Well, my goal is definitely to be in the medical field, so it was more of a chance for me to experience the whole environment. So I really learned a lot. I learned about all the medical students that were there, all the residents, and all the attending physicians. I learned about how it all works, and it's really everything in the hospital is teamwork. So everybody relies on each other, and that was really great to see. I didn't know that before, so it was definitely something that I learned.
Okay, cool. How was the process in doing the Cleveland Clinic? What you had to do to apply
Oh,
and all
to
that?
apply, so I got the email from Dr. Weinstein, and I thought it was a really great opportunity. And to apply, it was so you had to write a personal statement about why you should be accepted and have this opportunity. And I used I've always been interested, so it was really easy for me to create that statement. And also you had to do their own onboarding system. So it was assignments really.
Oh, okay.
So it was making sure all the rules and not kind of terms and service.
Okay.
But there was some learning factor to it. So
Okay.
I thought that was unique.
Okay. Was it like a mini training before you actually started?
It was kind of like a training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now, okay. So how was the hospital as a whole?
As a whole, it was great. I learned so much. I met so many doctors, and hopefully I made an impact. So,
Okay.
eventually, when I go there, I'll be known, and it was just an amazing experience.
How long was the whole thing?
I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay. And how long were you there? Was it every day thing?
Oh yeah, it was every day.
Oh, okay.
Walk us
For
through.
3 weeks?
I think no. We had 1 day off each week.
Oh, wow.
So it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I was there since dawn, 8 a.m. Got there every day, and I would stay until 5.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow. It was like a job.
Pretty much full time.
Okay.
Could you walk us through a day in your life during those years?
So you have a schedule, right? So every day you go to a different department in the hospital. So one day it would be the emergency room. Another day would be the OR. That would be inpatient OR, and then the next day outpatient OR.
Okay. You got to experience
Okay,
everything.
that's
Okay, that's
crazy.
cool.
And also the small visits, people that are just staying in the hospital, they're not having any procedures. And so each day it would have a different time, but most of them started at 8 a.m. And I would get there, I'd meet the doctor that would be, showing me around. And then, it was no different for the doctor because he would just bring me around following their day.
Okay.
So it was just for me to learn and see how everything operates.
So you're really just like shadowing.
Yeah, it was just me observing all the daily tasks that they do, and even some of the procedures.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, how is that like? Like, what was like the most memorable experience you had during it?
I would have to say it was the first surgery that I saw.
What was that?
It was open bowel surgery.
Oh.
So they had to reconnect or take out a certain part and reconnect it. It was because the whole orchestrator of it is a doctor. Her name was Dr. Sands, Dana Sands, and she was like the operator. She was the main person for the summer scholars, and she's a colorectal surgeon. So I was lucky to have her there as my first surgery that I observed.
Yeah.
So, and she was really friendly because it's been going on for years. So she's been
Experienced on different kids. Yeah.
So, and it was funny because she was always nervous because I think apparently like at least one person, the first surgery they see like
Pass out or something.
pass out. Yeah.
I was.
You did, right?
Like,
I'm squeaking.
yeah, I had to keep my cool, but I heard that some people, felt a little bit uneasy. But after, it's a little nerve-wracking to see because I've never been in that environment before. But it was really like seeing all of that. It wasn't grotesque.
Okay.
But it was definitely like anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
What do you think? Now that we know, what do you think was the craziest thing you saw?
Craziest thing I saw. I was in the ER rotation.
Oh.
And that is, it's like known to be the craziest part, and it is because I had it, I think it was on like a Tuesday or something, and then that Monday had been like a crazy day that 2 people came in, and they unfortunately passed away, and there was summer scholar kids there to learn, and I had talked to some friends that I met there, and that they were like, yeah, it was really intense. So I was a little excited coming in because I didn't know how it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I had an experience like that for myself, that somebody came in and he was out of it. He looked inebriated, but like he said, he had a drink and he stayed up really late and he was dancing. It was crazy. And then just out of nowhere, like they book him and then he passes out. And they had to rush because you don't pass out.
Yeah.
And then they find out like he was in kidney failure and this, a whole bunch of stuff. And he had they knew his name obviously, but he had no family, no contacts, no prior history. And it really showed me like it really is kind of like detective work. So.
Because you have to figure out like what went wrong.
Yeah, because he has there's no sign of anything before, so they don't know if he has pre-existing conditions or anything. So it was like scary because this is this man's life.
Yeah.
So they need to find this out really quickly. So yeah, that was probably the craziest moment.
Now, what made you decide you wanted to go into like the healthcare sector?
My family, at least on my mom's side, is very medically orientated. My aunt is a PA. My grandmother was a nurse. My mom is really into the medical stuff, and it kind of called to me. So maybe it's sort of family impacted, but I've also always been interested in that, in like biology and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I said this in my personal statement when I applied that. It really has to do with sports, because sports you're really, in tune with your health.
Body. Yeah.
So that was a really contributing factor, and also I had been in the hospital setting before because of sports I had gotten injured, and I had to have a surgery, and it's kind of weird to say, but that was like my first introduction to real hospital life.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Even though you had your injury.
It was the best thing, and that really made me, it really interested. Just because the surgeon that I had, all the nurses, they were all so nice, and it was a learning experience for me too because he was teaching me like all these things.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific field or fields that you're interested in?
I would have to say it's got to be surgery.
Really?
Whoa.
Did it change after the Cleveland Clinic or
No, it actually got better because of the OR days.
Yeah.
Those were the funnest days, not the craziest days.
Okay.
The funnest days because you're in the OR, so they have the OR section, right? So you have to wear the mask. You have to wear the mask, the scrubs, everything, and you know, all you really need to do is you can just, you know, like you see. So they have a TV, right? It's like and everybody watches it. And you see what surgeries are scheduled.
Yeah.
And you see, and all the Cleveland Clinic summer scholars, they would watch and just wait until they see something that was, you know, interesting to them or that they wanted to see. And
so you could pick?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
you could walk in. I mean, obviously not walk in.
Yeah.
You have to like kind of like sneak in, but you know, be respectful. And the whole thing was respect in there. But there was also it wasn't crazy surgeries, it's just like wow surgeries, like cranial surgeries and all of that stuff. And I got to watch it.
That's awesome.
Firsthand.
Is there any like specific surgery like heart, cardiovascular?
There was an open heart surgery, there was a kidney transplant. So, and they had this weird blinking sign. It was like transplant progress. It was really crazy. And they had one that even Dr. Sands herself that had never seen before, where the patient had like a benign tumor in his brain, but instead of you know, like laying him down to get in, like they thought it was better for some reason. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
They had him sitting up. So
he had surgery.
She had, like, he was standing up, and they came from behind, I guess because it gave a better angle or something. And she said, like, she walked by and saw that and, like, told all the summer scholars, like, because she had never seen that before.
That's cool.
That was really unique.
What would you think is, like, your biggest takeaway from the whole experience?
I think, you know, it's that everybody there has their own personality. And you have to, you know, learn about the people that you're working with because it's really like a team. It's like a team sport pretty much because everybody knew what they had to do. Everybody was helping each other, you know, grabbing the equipment, disposing of everything they needed to do, getting ready for the procedures, and it was just really interesting. Like it was really like just a coordinated effort, and everything was flawless.
Okay, yeah, it
was amazing to see. It was like everybody working around and.
It's like an organized,
like
literally an organized sport.
Yeah.
Like everyone has their role.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can move on to our next segment, which you will be helping us with.
Okay.
It is the end of Hispanic Heritage Month, and we want to get a few more fact or fictions in. And are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. California has the largest Hispanic population out of all of the states.
Can I answer too?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know.
We want to hear a little reasoning behind it.
I don't think. I think it does.
I think it does too. I feel like the probably
really
top two
population.
is probably California or Florida.
I think it's California and then Florida.
Yeah.
Because California has like how many people in it? Way more.
A lot.
Yeah. But it's also like the border.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And we left off at, does California have the largest Hispanic population out of all the states? And the answer was
Facts.
yes, it is. All right. Here's our next one. 2 out of 10 Hispanics over the age of 25 have a bachelor degree or higher.
2 out of 10?
2 out of 10.
Fiction? I feel like it's higher. Is it bachelor's degree and higher?
Yes, 2 out of 10 Hispanics over the age of 25 have a bachelor degree or higher. Is that a fact or false?
2 out of 10. That's 20%.
I feel like that's fiction. It at least has to be like 4 out of 10.
I think that's true.
Really?
It is true. 2 out of 10
Really?
Hispanics over the age of 25 have a bachelor degree or higher. Okay. Next question. Burritos are a common food in Mexico.
That's fiction. That
I
has
think I heard somewhere that like burrito was made in like
China?
Arkansas or something.
China?
I think there
I
was
don't know the
like
exact place, but like not in Spanish.
I feel like I heard like a thing that like an Hispanic food, stereotype Hispanic food was like actually created in China. Or that could be pizza. It's either one of them. But I think that's fiction, like
Yeah.
burritos.
It is fiction. Burritos were actually made in America, but considered Mexican cuisine. So I think you're probably right with that Arkansas statement.
Something like that.
The popular dance style bachata originated in Cuba.
Yes.
I think that's false.
I think it's Dominican.
Yeah, I think it's Dominican Republic. I think that's fiction.
All right. It is fiction. Bachata originated in the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Wow, you guys
Because
are...
all the Dominicans I know, like, bachata's like, that's their dance. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Cubans too.
yeah, of course.
Yes.
But, because it all floats around.
All right. Final fact or fiction question. More than half of Hispanics 25 or older have gone to college.
False. If that 2 out of 10 thing was like a fact, I think it's fiction.
I think it is fiction too.
It is fiction. Only about 42% of the U.S. Hispanic adults have 42% had some sort of college experience. Thanks so much for listening to the CA Talks podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Carpenter.
I'm Lauryn Spencer.
And we want to thank our special guest, Ethan.
Yes.
And Principal Haygood for coming on. We hope that you guys feel less anxious about your PSAT and a little bit more searching or a little bit more happy that there are opportunities for you in whatever field you go into, medical, engineering.
There's definitely an internship out there.
Oh yeah, they need you. They need you. So good luck to all the juniors taking the PSAT on October 15th, Saturday, October 15th. Remember the date, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't be late.
All right, for episode 5, we're going to be talking about some stuff. It's this College Academy podcast. You know what we do here. And if you'd like to support our podcast, there's so many ways to do it. Share, do everything you need to do. We've got an Instagram, put on screen.
CA Talks podcast.
Put on screen. And please subscribe, like, comment, give us advice. We would love to hear your responses. Some people got great ideas, especially here at College Academy, and we want to hear them.
And you could definitely be a guest or just DM us your suggestion, whatever. But Ethan wanted to be on the show, and here he is.
Yeah.